We are live in Baytown, Texas for our Friday broadcast here at the 2025 iPride World Series, the Gay Softball World Series. Baytown is a city about a half an hour away from Houston. This is one of the complexes that they're using. We are at Wayne Gray Fields in Baytown, Texas, where we are enjoying a very pretty weather day. I'm Rich Siegel along with Dr. Joel Tremblay. Our producer is Roman Jimenez and technical assistance from Tyler Forster and Justin Kigawa. And we're so happy to be with you again here in 2025 for another iPride World Series, the 48th. Joel?
48th. 2 years, it'll be the 50th. And we have two teams today in the D division. We have the Des Moines Fury. We'll be playing the St. Louis Arch Nemesis. If you're watching the broadcast right now, the Arch Nemesis are out there practicing on the field. The Fury are still in the dugout. We have one of our umpires who is recent Hall of Famer to iPride Softball, Chicago umpire Sean Albritton. And our other umpire, Mike Leslie from Milwaukee, will be joining us out here on the field soon.
We have had a really unique kind of a weather week here. It seems like every time we come to Texas for a World Series, we get some rain, and sure enough, it rained a little bit on Tuesday, it rained a lot on Wednesday, and so the iPride board, the people that are responsible for the schedule, did a masterful job in making sure they got as many games in, even if, as they played into the wee small hours of this morning, one of the teams that I have been following from Austin, Texas, the Fusion, played their final game last night that ended at shortly before 1:30, and so they got a break in their schedule as them starting a little later today. We have a game coming up. The umpires and the coaches are at home plate about to exchange lineups. Right now we are looking at a partly cloudy sky. We have had an ideal weather day today. Humidity is low, and for Houston that's saying a lot. Humidity is at 38% here in Baytown. The wind is light out of the north, and the current temperature is 86 degrees with that north wind, so there's no heat index to speak of today. Cowan, Chavon, Means, Ellis, Evans, Wiersma, McCovery, Evans, Groves, Bjorklund, and Giron will bat for Des Moines. Des Moines, the visiting team from Iowa. And for St. Louis, Chris Lindsay, Matt Roddy, Jacob Walker, Jared Davis, Sadie Blaze, Ryan Wolf, Joey Forward, Chris Lindhorst, Zach Dittamore, and Mike Noble will bat. The Des Moines Fury lineup, when they submitted it to us, did not have first names, so we apologize that we will not be able to refer to them with their first names as we would normally do. The lineups have been exchanged. We're just waiting for the play ball against St. Louis, the visiting team, and Des Moines will bat first.
If you haven't watched softball before with us, it looks a lot like baseball. There's a few changes. There will be 10 players in the field playing defense, and you can bat up to 12 players. Every batter is going to start with one ball and one strike. There is a special rule called the courtesy foul that is in effect. So if a player has two strikes and hits a foul ball, that is not a third strike. They're going to get one more swing. When the pitches come in, they need to be above 6 feet or they're too low, and below 12 feet or they're too high. And, of course, they need to cross the plate somewhere between about the batter's shoulders and their knees. If the umpire puts their arm out in a horizontal bar, that means the pitch was illegal, too high or too low.
And we should mention that this is a D Division game. We have two D Division games for you to start. We'll have a couple of A Division games to finish the afternoon portion. And then we will go to our Friday night lights. It takes a little bit of a different flavor because of all of the schedule changes and that had to be made and the field changes that had to be made to accommodate trying to get as many games in as possible without going to the one-pitch format that we unfortunately had to do in Austin in 2016.
And so this game is going to go for 60 minutes since we're in the bracket phase of the tournament now. So no new innings after 60 minutes. There are run rules. We can talk about that when we get there. And this we are in the losers bracket. So both of these teams have lost one game in the tournament, if I'm reading this correctly. Okay. So whoever wins gets to go forward. Whoever loses would be done for the weekend.
The pitcher for St. Louis I'm having trouble reading the number. Sadie Blaze wears number 2. They throw from the right side. The catcher is Jacob Walker, and his uniform says Mr. Clean. It's always interesting to see what these players put on the back of their jerseys, because sometimes they don't put their names, sometimes they just do something really unique.
Yep, sometimes team nicknames, sometimes drag queen names. Looks like the Fury here are just using last names because that's Cowan there,
Yes.
number 1 coming up to the plate.
And he is the left center fielder. He bats from the left side, and our game is underway, and the first pitch is swung and hit in the air to left field. Left fielder ranging to his right. The ball drops for a hit, and it'll be a leadoff single for Cowan to left field. Anthony Schiavone will bat. I have to tell you, are you hearing what I'm hearing? There is a PA system over in the Des Moines dugout, and they're announcing the batters. This is going to make our job a little easier. Here's Schiavone, and he takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Now that is unique. And there is a fly ball popped in the air, shallow left field. Left fielder coming on and makes the backhanded catch. And that is out number 1. All right, Means the catcher. I think I heard his first name is Eric.
I think you're correct.
And he
Eric
bats with 1 on and 1 out here on the top of the first of a scoreless ball game. Lays his first pitch. Swung on and hit the opposite field, down for a base hit. Fielded by the right center fielder. Cowan on his way to third base. It'll be first and third, and they hold him there with 1 out. This is Mark Ellis, the extra hitter. I'll try not to chuckle too much about this, but I'm enjoying the heck out of that. Mark Ellis bats from the left side. He wears number 87, and he has a chance to give his team an early lead, and he does just that with a rope to right field for a base hit. Means around second on his way to third, and on his horse and into second base is Ellis. They had trouble fielding the ball in right field, Jared Davis, and so that allowed the runners to move up a base. So it's second and third with 1 out, and first pitch swinging and hitting a foul ball down the third baseline is the third baseman, Evans. 1-0 early here in the top of the first. Cloud Sports Network proud to be broadcasting live from the Ken Scares Broadcast Center here in Baytown, Texas, a suburb of Houston. And the next one. There's a fly ball hit into straightaway center field. That ball is down for a hit. 1 run has scored. They will send another man home from third. And into second base with a double is Ellis, and it's 3-0.
That was a nice line drive hit, scorched out there, but not high enough to be caught.
Here is the right fielder, Andrew Wiersma. He also bats from the left side. Lays his first pitch is swung on and hit into right center field. Coming on is the right center fielder. He drops the ball. Evans on his way to third. He will come around to score. There'll be no throw, and it's 4-0.
And Wiersma holds first on the play.
Justin McCovery will be the batter. And waiting for the first pitch from Blaze to McCovery. He swings and hits a slow roller to the second baseman. He'll flip to shortstop, and too late.
All right, so an attempt made there at the fielder's choice, but it was, as you say, just a little bit late. Looked like he slid in there well before the ball got there, so safe at first is McCovery.
Here is the shortstop, Evans, and he pops one up on the infield. Infield fly rule is in effect. The third baseman makes the catch, and that is out number 2.
So the infield fly rule, if there are runners on for at least first and second, also first, second, and third, and less than 2 outs, the umpire can say, you know what, I don't want you to be able to get a double play here free, so that's an out no matter what.
Groves goes after the first pitch and hits a slow roll and a short, bobbled by the shortstop, and he makes the play to second base. And that is the inning. 4 runs came across for Des Moines here in the top of the first. They take the early lead, St. Louis coming to bat in the bottom of the first. It's 4-0 Des Moines here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we're going to take this time in between innings to talk to folks about some of our sponsors. And the first one we want to talk about here is Harris County. The Gay Softball World Series takes a lot of money and a lot of work to put on, and so Harris County was actually able to help out iPride Softball with some money. There were some grants that had been applied for earlier in the year that didn't come through, so this was a huge help, and we really want to thank Harris County and particularly Commissioner Adrian Garcia for working with iPride Softball to make this event wonderful here in the Houston area.
Can't tell you that we're so appreciative of the many folks who have stepped up to sponsor this event. And the commissioner from Harris County, Adrian, no different. We were so pleased with him. All right, a left-handed pitcher is on the mound for St. Louis. For Des Moines. And that is McCovery. The catcher is Means, number 8.
And if anyone out there is thinking that, like baseball, 4 runs in the first inning is something hard to overcome, this is softball, and you can expect games often to end with 10 or 20 runs scored by each team. So 4 is not nothing, but it's certainly something that can be made up fairly easily by the home team here.
Sean Albritton says we are ready to play, and the leadoff batter will be the right center fielder, Chris Lindsay. And here is the first pitch in the bottom of the first, and the first pitch hitting, and a ground ball off the first pitcher's glove. He recovers, he throws, and in time, Mike Wesley calls him out, and the leadoff batter is out 1-3.
Good recovery by the pitcher there. Not an easy play when the ball bounces away from you to get it and get it back over there to first base. Nice job there to get it there in time.
That'll bring up Matt Roddy, the second baseman. He wears number 69. And the first pitch to him. And he swings and hits one solid into left field for a base hit. Solid single between short and third. We'll bring up Jacob Walker, the catcher.
And you can see the batters here all kind of walking behind the plate to grab a bat. This is what we call a pick-a-stick tournament, where the tournament provides different bats of different weights and composite, and the batters can use them, but they can't use their own bats.
Slow roller back to the pitcher. He fields his position and throws over to the second baseman, and the force is made on Roddy. Play will go 1-4, and that's out number 2. And we'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the right fielder, Jared Davis.
It seems like this pitcher is staying outside, which is kind of natural for the lefty here. But I think they're reaching a little bit for these pitches, and they're getting those grounders.
First pitch from the left-hander is strike call.
Right over that outside corner.
And the next one. Here's a fly ball hit out into left field, giving chase to left fielder, and he goes back about 20 steps to make the catch, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the second, and our score is the Des Moines Fury 4, the St. Louis arch nemesis, or nemesis, they prefer to be called, 0, here on the Cloud Sports Network.
So the way this tournament usually works is that teams come in on Monday, there's a party, they get the rules, they have a manager's meeting, and then Tuesday and Wednesday are usually pool play games where people are just sort of getting warmed up, and the way you play in the pool play determines what your seeding is for the tournament, and then we go to double bracket with double elimination. This year, what got rained out mostly was Wednesday afternoon and evening, with some very big thunderstorms. So we did lose, I believe, some of that pool play, but so far what I was told is that we haven't lost any of these double bracket games.
Good. Did anything exciting come out of the meetings that you attended?
There's some interesting things coming out of the meetings. There's a couple rule changes, mostly for next year. We've had this weird thing, or sort of weird thing to some tournaments, where we start games off the hour. That's going to probably stop soon.
Here's a high fly ball hit out into shallow left field. Left fielder coming on and makes a backhanded catch, and that's out number 1, leadoff batter, the left fielder, Bjorklund.
For pool play, they've decided to go to 50-minute games, which means you can start at 8 o'clock, go till 8:50, start the next game at 9, whereas with 55-minute games and trying to account for that, there have been some weirder scheduling. So that'll be interesting for next year.
Here is Giron. First pitch to him, and he goes after the first one and grounds one off the shortstop's glove and on into left field for a base hit. tried to backhand it. It just scooted underneath his glove, so we'll give him a single. And a one-out base runner will bring up the top of the order. Here is Cowan, who led off the game with a single to left. And the first pitch sails inside for a ball. Here's the next one. That's also inside. Inside corner.
Both pitchers sort of staying in what is the right side from our viewpoint.
Yes, which is perfect. Here is 2-2, and that pitch is inside, ball 3. The pitch is outside, ball 4. So a walk puts runners at first and second with one out, and will bring up Shabane.
Looks like Sadie Blaze has taken off the sunglasses.
The right center fielder flied to left in the first inning. And he takes the strike called. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Shabani waiting for the next one. Swing and a miss.
And so you do not get any courtesy kind of foul if you swing and miss. It's only if your last strike is a foul. So a called strike 2, and then a swing and a miss is strike 3, and we're on to the next batter.
Means will bat next. Means singled and drove in a run. Or he singled and scored a run in the first inning. He swings at this one and lifts in the air to straightaway center field, and that ball has eyes and drops in for a hit. 1 run will score. They'll hold the other runner at third, and it's 5-0. Here on, the left fielder comes around to score on the RBI single by Means, and again Cowan to third, and they held them there, and it's 5-0. Batter will be Ellis, the EH. He singled, he drove in a run, he scored a run. His single played at the first run of the ball game for Des Moines. And he swings at an inside pitch and rifles one again into right field, same place he hit it the last time. A run will score at 6-0 as Cowan crosses the plate with the second run in the inning. On the play, Means held second, and that'll bring up Evans, the third baseman. First pitch by Blaze. Swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. Over to second for 1. There'll be no relay throw. There doesn't need to be because the inning is over. 2 runs, however, did score in the top of the second for Des Moines. We go to the home half of the second. Our new score is the Des Moines Fury 6, the St. Louis Nemesis 0, here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we will take time to tell you about another one of our sponsors, and that is Miken. When you step on the field, it's more than a game. It's power, it's precision, it's passion. Every swing, every play, every moment. Miken delivers the technology and performance that turns players into legends. Miken softball, built for power, designed for champions.
Batters 5, 6, and 7 will bat here in the bottom of the second inning for the Nemesis. They trail in the ball game 6-0. Sadie Blaze, the pitcher, will be the leadoff batter. Bats from the right side, has 2 different socks on today. They don't match, and that's fine. That's part of the charm of what we have here. First pitch, and Blaze takes a strike call.
And our lead, Roman Jimenez, a recent resident of St. Louis, says that Sadie is a member of the Hall of Fame, the Glass Softball Hall of Fame in St. Louis.
Fly ball hit out into left field in foul territory. The catch is made, and that's the first out of the second inning. A foul fly Out number 1 will bring up the shortstop, Ryan Wolf. And the first pitch from the left-hander is a strike call. Nice and loud by Sean Albritton. The next one, a little bit high for a ball and a little bit deep for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
After staying outside for most of that first inning, a little more inside on the pitches now.
There's a swing and a line drive into left field. It is down for a base hit. The ball gets by the left fielder and goes all the way to the fence. On his way to third base is Ryan Wolf, and they will hold him there with a triple.
Nice swing to start with. Was going to be a pretty clean single, and the outfielder decided to go after it.
Giron had tried to short hop the ball, but it went under his glove and onto the fence. It was recovered by the left center fielder, and at least for now prevented a run from scoring. It'll be a runner at third base with 1 out. I think that was Chris Lindhorst who just told you to make sure that it was on TV. It was hard not to hear him. Joey Forward is the batter, and he takes a pitch, ball 3, which is the 4th ball, and it's runners at first and third for St. Louis, with the aforementioned Chris Lindhorst, the batter. Wolf at third, Forward at first. On-deck batter will be Zach Dittemore. And the first pitch misses for a ball. 2-1. The next one, he swings and hits one to left center field for a hit. Wolf scores, and they, excuse me, Forward made a wide turn at second base, but returned to second base. He would have been out had he tried to get to third. So that's the first run of the ball game for the Nemesis, and we'll bring up Zach Dittemore, the third baseman. Goes after the first pitch and pops one up on the infield. Infield fly in effect. Shortstop makes the catch, and that is out number 2.
And that's the second infield fly rule we've seen. One other part about that, the batter's automatically out if the ump calls it, but the runners can advance at their own risk if they want to.
Last batter in the lineup is Mike Noble. He's the first baseman, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Runners at first and second with 2 out here in the bottom of the second. 6-1 the score for Des Moines. Swing and a bouncing ball to the shortstop and into left center field for a hit. And they're going to send Forward, and he scores. It's 6-2. On the plate, Lindhorst held at second, and that'll bring the top of the order in Chris Lindsay, who bounced back to the pitcher in his first at-bat in the first inning. And there's a line drive hit out into right center field, and the ball is caught on one knee. The right center fielder for Des Moines makes the catch. That is Schiavone, and that ends the inning. 2 runs did come across for St. Louis. In the bottom of the second, we go to the top of the third, and our score is now the Des Moines Fury 6 and the St. Louis Nemesis 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
Rich, you asked what was interesting and new in the meetings. I think the most interesting thing is that iPride Softball is looking at what is called the iPride Draft Tournaments.
Okay.
So one of the things that has in some ways been a challenge for softball nationwide, because this is a league that sort of requires that you have cleats and a glove and bats and balls, it makes it a little more expensive than some of the other things people are playing, like kickball and pickleball. So trying to engage some folks, maybe some of the newer players who aren't ready to come to a tournament, iPride is looking into a draft model tournament where you would just sign up to come to the tournament. Someone would draft the team, and then you just play the tournament that way. Probably the same idea of about promising 4 games, more if you keep winning, where the goal is more to just get to play and meet some new people and get to learn more about softball.
Interesting. The right fielder, Wiersma, will lead off here in the top of the third, and the first pitch is popped up on the infield. It bounces in front of the pitcher. Blaze does not have a play, and it's a leadoff single for Wiersma, who is on for the second time in this ball game. He singled in his first plate appearance. That ball was not hit very well at all. It bounced halfway between the pitcher and home plate, and now the umpires are going to talk.
So I think what is happening here is if no one touched that ball, it went foul, and that's what the umpire, Sean Albritton, is calling, is that was a foul ball. It looked like Sadie Blaze tried to touch it, but did not, and so that was a very bizarre and curly foul ball that made it outside, which is the smart thing to do, is not touch it. So batter's going to come back up with 2 strikes on them now.
All right, 0-2 the count. McCovery on deck. This pitch is inside, and he swings and tomahawks one to second. Over to first in time, and that's the first out in the top of the third. And that'll bring up McCovery. McCovery hit into a fielder's choice on which there was no out made. He was eventually forced at second base to end the first inning. So he is officially 0 for 1. He swings and lines one off right past the pitcher into center field for a base hit. Evans, the batter. This is the shortstop, Evans. He popped up to the third baseman in his first at-bat, and the first pitch to him is hit on the ground into left field for a base hit. McCovery at second base will hold. It'll be runners at first and second, and we'll bring up Rhodes, the first baseman, will ground it into a fielder's choice. There'll be a courtesy runner as Shavane will run for Evans. And another scoring threat for Des Moines here in the third. They lead in the ball game over St. Louis Nemesis 6-2. And there's a fly ball foul hit into left field. That ball is going to cross the fence, I think, and heads up.
Doesn't look like it landed on anybody, but bounced well towards the field on the other side.
We, by the way, are at field 5 here in Baytown. Here's a line drive hit onto the left field for a base hit. Bases will be loaded. They will hold the runner at third base, and for good reason. The ball came in quickly. So McCovery held at third. Shavane at second. Groves at first. And that'll bring up Bjorklund. Bjorklund flied to left field in the second inning. And he has a chance now to add to his team's lead. And he does just that. Fly ball! Left fielder drops the ball. A run will score. Here comes another man, Shavane, coming home. There'll be a play at the plate, and he is safe! And the other runners move up to second and third. The left fielder got his glove on the ball, but he dropped it, and that allowed 2 runs to score.
That was a hard-hit ball and probably was curving a little bit when it got out to him.
There is a bit of a breeze, you're right, and here's the first pitch, is low for a ball. The batter is the left fielder, Garon, who singled in his first at-bat and scored. Garon takes a strike. Groves at third, Bjorklund at second. And the next one, outside for a ball.
And right now our score is 8-2 in favor of the Fury.
Blaze has his right foot on the far outside part of the plate. There is a slow roller to the shortstop. They'll hold the runner now. The runner at third fakes like he's coming. And now they're going to get someone in the run. Nope, they don't. They don't throw. They don't throw. Noble held the ball. What happened was the guy running at third, that is Groves, faked like he was coming home. He went about a third of the way down and then retreated to third, but the guy running at second, Bjorklund, came about 3/4 of the way down to second to third base and then had to go back. So
you got to feel like that third base coach is going, why is no one listening to me? Because I'm pretty sure that's not what they would have intended.
There's a ground ball up the middle and over to the shortstop. He makes the play to first, and the inning is over. 2 more runs did come across for Des Moines here in the top of the third. We now go to the bottom of the third, and our new score, the Des Moines Fury 8 and the St. Louis Nemesis 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we will tell you about Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is proud to partner with International Pride Softball for the 2025 Gay Softball World Series. Major League Baseball is committed to ensuring that we have a welcoming and inclusive culture where everyone's voice matters and where people of all races, ethnicities, genders, gender identities, and sexual orientations can thrive.
In the bottom of the third, Matt Rowdy, the second baseman, will lead off. He singled in his first at-bat. His team is trailing by 6. It's 8-2 here in the home half of the third inning from Wing Gray Field number 5 in Baytown, Texas.
Still a lot of time in this game, but the Arch Nemesis have some work to do. It did look like they were getting better swings in that second inning than the first one.
First pitch is fly ball out into left field. It's in foul territory. The catch is made, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. Foul ball fly out will bring up the catcher, Jacob Walker.
Do we have that other angle yet?
He reached on the fielder's choice back to the pitcher in the first inning.
Come up.
Glad you're with us here on the Cloud Sports Network. Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Des Moines, one of the newer teams in our association, or St. Louis? One of my favorite cities is where most of my friends live. There's a fly ball foul to the left side. My college friends, I should say.
And those pitches coming in a little bit high now. They might be strikes, but they are giving the batters some problems getting them up in the air.
There's a fly ball hit out into left field. Left fielder coming on a few steps and makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, both putouts made by the left fielder. That's Gueron. And that'll bring up Jared Davis, who flied to left in his first at-bat.
And that's 4 fly ball outs for the left fielder. Left field often pretty busy because there's a lot of right-handed hitters going out that way.
Correct. That pitch is a little high and a little bit deep for a ball. 2-1. And the next one. There's a fly ball hit out into left field again, coming on a few steps, and the ball drops in for a hit. The ball eluded the left fielder briefly, Gueron, but he was able to recover and held Davis to a single. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Sadie Blaze, who also has flied to left field in their first at-bat. There'll be a courtesy runner as Zach Dittemore, the third baseman, will come in to run for Jared Davis. He's a 2-out base runner in the home half of the third inning in an 8-2 ball game, favoring the visitors from Des Moines. There is a ground ball to the shortstop. He'll run to the bag himself. Evans makes the play. That ends the inning. A hit and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the, or rather the top of the fourth, and our score remains the Des Moines Fury 8 and the St. Louis Nemesis 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
And Rich, right at the end there, you mentioned a courtesy runner. That's something we haven't covered yet, but you're going to see 2 different kinds of runners who can swap in for somebody else, or actually 3. One is a courtesy runner. Every inning, you can replace any runner that you want with somebody else that's on your lineup card. Then the other things you may see are just a straight-up substitution. That's usually going to happen after you've run out of courtesy runners. And then finally, there is what's called the player inclusion policy, or PIP. And so if somebody has trouble running, one of the accommodations they can have is to have a runner automatically for them. The courtesy runner can be anybody. That PIP runner has to be the last out from the previous inning or from this inning.
Okay.
So just a little bit different there.
And you have to make sure that the runner who is running, if he's one of the starters, is not coming up anywhere close in the batting order.
Correct.
I saw that happen one time, and it's an automatic out. There's the first pitch to Chivane leading off here in the top of the fourth inning. He has flied to left, and he struck out swinging in his first 2 appearances. He is the right center fielder. And he swings and goes up the middle. Left center fielder draws the beat on it, makes the catch, and that's the first out here in the top of the fourth. Catch is made out there by Joey Forward, and that'll bring up Means, the catcher.
That ball had some interesting spin. It looked like it kind of went left to right and then started going all the way to the right, but a nice play by the fielder to get it.
Means has a couple of base hits, and he gets his third. A slow grounder that made it into right field. He's a one-out base runner. The cleanup hitter, Ellis, the batter. He is singled, and he has singled again.
It's still fuzzy. I think we'll need to swap it out next game.
He swings and hits a solid hit into right field. Schiavone around second, on his way to third. It'll be first and third and one out. And so Des Moines threatening yet again. And this will bring up the third baseman, Evans, who has singled and scored, and he has hit into a fielder's choice, and he hits one back to the pitcher off the pitcher's glove. Plays, recovers, and throws to first, and they get the out, but the run scores. Schiavone running for Means scores, and on the play, Evans to second base. And that'll bring up Wiersma, who fouls one to the screen to our right. And the next one, swing and a miss. And that's the second time we've had that today. And the inning is over. In the top of the fourth, one run did come across for Des Moines. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Our new score, the Des Moines Fury 9 and the St. Louis Nemesis 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
If you are enjoying this coverage, the thing you can do most to help is to tag and spread and share the location of this broadcast on the iPride Softball Facebook and YouTube pages. You can also, we love it when you comment with those tags, so let a friend know that their family member or their friend is on screen, on live stream, and being able to be watched on TV. Let them know about tomorrow. When we find out who we're going to have on future games, we will let you know. If I'm reading the bracket right, it stays the same. Our next game is going to be here. We'll stay on field 5, and the next game is going to be the Phoenix Los Muertos against the winner of this game. Now, they may move things a lot, but that's what I'm seeing right now.
Okay. As we said earlier, they had to do a major schedule change to accommodate the rain that we had on Tuesday, Wednesday. But today is just a perfect day with low humidity. Ryan Wolf will lead off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. His team needs a lot of runs. They trail by 7. We are about 20 to 25 minutes in time. And that pitch is outside. 3-1 the count. And the next one. It's a ball, and so a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll bring up Joey Forward, who also has walked, and he scored. Bats from the left side. First pitch is a strike call that caught the inside corner. And the next delivery is inside, and he goes after it anyway, hits a slow roll to third. They throw to second, and not in time.
Yeah, you got to score that one as an infield single. I don't think he had any chance to go into first. That was the only play he had, and it was just hit too slow.
Then I will do that. We're going to have a pinch hitter. Matt Tiggs will bat for Chris Lindhorst. Tiggs is batting for the first time today. In Lindhorst's first plate appearance, he singled but was stranded. And so mini rally so far for St. Louis here in the bottom of the fourth, trailing by 7. And there is a fly ball hit out into left field. It's in foul territory. Left fielder over, makes the catch near the fence, and that's the first out of the inning.
And
don't
scratch Lindhorst off your scoring card, Daddy, for scoring at home, because in softball you can bring that player back in. So sometimes you bring in the pinch hitter and then you go right back for the defensive substitution. We'll see.
All right, first pitch to Dittemore is swung on and hit to the shortstop and bobbled underneath his glove for it's going to be a run score. Another runner tries for third. The ball gets by the third baseman, but Joey Forward will hold at third base, and on the play, Dittamore to second. My vision was obscured by the catcher. It looked like the ball went underneath the shortstop's glove and on into left center field.
Yeah, it took a hop towards the third base line, I think it was, and got under the glove.
So it's runners at second and third. And there is a pop-up on the infield. The pitcher makes the play, and Mike Noble is out, and that's the second out of the inning. Runners hold at second and third, and we'll bring up the top of the order. Chris Lindsay, the right center fielder, who has bounced to the pitcher and fly to right center. Those two runs, very, very big right now. Doesn't want to leave them stranded. He takes the first pitch for a ball. And here's the second one. He swings and hits a ground ball to the shortstop and over to first, and that's the inning. So they got the first two men on. We're only able to score one run. We go to the top of the fifth, and our new score now is the Des Moines Fury 9 and the St. Louis Nemesis 3 on the Cloud Sports Network.
Looks like something else is happening on the lineup. Maybe they are bringing Lyndhurst back in, or maybe they're making another change. The coach of the Arch Nemesis is talking to the home plate umpire. We'll see if we can get you that change.
There'll be a...
So this is what we talked about, where you can put that person back in for defense. Now, if the person who came in to hit comes in a second time, then they're done. They have to stay in.
McCovery, the pitcher, will lead off here in the top of the fifth inning. So far, he has hit into a fielder's choice and singled and scored. And the first pitch is a strike call. The next one, swung on in line, past the third baseman's glove and on into left field for a hit. So a leadoff batter, a leadoff base runner, and that'll bring up the shortstop Evans, who has popped to the third baseman, singled and scored. And he pops it up on the infield. Second baseman makes the call, and the second baseman makes the catch. That's Matt Roddy, out number one. Here is Groves, hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop. Has also reached on a single, and he hits one solidly in the left field. Ball bounces in front of the left fielder, if you're on, or rather Lindhorst, and that is a base hit. It will be runners at first and second now. And that'll bring up Bjorklund. Bjorklund has flied to left, and he has reached on an error by the left fielder. And the first pitch to him is a ball. So once again, Des Moines threatens. And there is a fly ball hit out in the left field. Lindhorst over a few steps to his right makes the catch, or to his left, our right, and that's out number two. And we'll bring up the left fielder, Garon, who has singled and scored and bounced to the shortstop. Two out, runners at first and second. 9-3 for Des Moines over St. Louis. Winner of this game advances. And the first pitch is a ball. And here is the next pitch by Blaze. Pop up on the infield. Blaze makes the call and makes the catch, and that's the inning. It's the first inning where Des Moines has not plated a run. But as we go to the bottom of the fifth, they still have a lead of 9-3 on the Cloud Sports Network.
19 minutes.
And the Arch Nemesis, actually, with the heart of their order up, the 2, 3, 4 hitters, followed by Blaze, the number 5 hitter. But been a tough run for the top of the order here. Lots of fly balls. They need to bring those down a little bit and get it on the ground to left center or left field, not in the air.
A lot of action for both left fielders today.
It looks like we might have a pinch hitter here. I see Matt Hall right in front of us, number 22.
They were. Roman has just said that they've been swinging at a lot of first pitches, and in the beginning of this ball game, they really were. Matt Roddy to lead off here. And the first pitch is bounced up the middle, fielded by the pitcher. Left-handed throws to first base in time, and that's the first out of the inning. There'll be a pinch hitter. It'll be Prather Alexander. So Prather Alexander is going to bat for Jacob Walker, who in his previous 2 plate appearances reached on a fielder's choice and flied to left. So this is going to be a pinch hitter.
Yes, I thought it was 22 Matt Hall, but there is a slash through that too that is somehow making it an 8, just to mess with me, though I can't imagine they knew enough ahead of time to have that planned. But
and here is the first pitch to him. It's a ball. Prather Alexander bats from the left side. He is ahead in the count. He remains ahead in the count as that pitch sails inside for a ball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And here is the 3-1. Swung on and lined up the middle, and that is in for a base hit. He goes halfway, makes that big turn. The ball is bobbled out there by the shortstop. Runner for the right fielder, Jared Davis, who has flied to left and reached on a single. And the first pitch is the ball outside. And there's a pitch inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three-one delivery. Swung on and bounced to the second baseman and underneath his glove and on into right center field. It'll be a base hit. Alexander into second base. So runners at first and second with 1 out. And Sadie Blaze, the batter. A fly to left and a fielder's choice ground ball to the shortstop, 0 for 2. First pitch, swung on and hit in the air to right center field. Right center fielder over to his left, makes the catch. Prather Alexander on his way to third. There'll be a relay throw, and Prather Alexander is out. The catch was made out in right center field by Shavane, and Alexander kind of delayed his attempt to make it to third base, and he was an easy out, and the putout will go 9 to 6 to 5. That ends the inning. Nobody scored for St. Louis. We go to the top of the 6th. Our score remains the Des Moines Fury 9, St. Louis Nemesis 3 on the Cloud Sports Network.
And this game is starting to move along rather quickly, Rich. I believe at the beginning of that inning, Sean Albertin told us there were 19 minutes still left for this game. So we are already starting the 6th inning. We may get through 7 here.
We just might. I don't know what that man was thinking on that. Anyway, he stays in the game, and he is now the catcher.
And now, Rich, I feel less crazy because I can see that this jersey is a 22 with a piece of tape to make an 8 on the back, but
yes,
not the front.
No. Here in the home half of the visitors' half of the 6th inning, Cowan, the leadoff batter, gets his 3rd hit of the game. His 3rd on base of the game. He earlier had singled, walked, and then grounded to the shortstop. So he is officially 2 for 3. Here is Schiavone, who is 0 for 3. And he goes after the first pitch and hits one in the air to shallow left field. Left fielder comes on and drops in front of him for another hit. Cowan had to wait to see if the ball was going to be caught or not. He easily makes it into second base. No further advancement. It's runners at first and second for the catcher, Means. And the first pitch to Means. He goes after the first one and hits one into left field. Cowan comes around third. He will score. Schiavone held at second base. It's now 10-3. Clean single. Here's Ellis, the EH. 3 singles, a run scored. There'll be a courtesy runner at first base. Cowan comes back in to run for Means. A run in, 2 on, nobody out. He's gone after the first pitch all 3 times, and he does it again. This one is skied in the air to right field. Oh, the right fielder and the right center fielder were right next to each other, and neither one of them made the call, and the ball drops in for a single, and running at second base is Schiavone. He scores. And that'll bring up Evans, the third baseman. A single, a fielder's choice to the shortstop, and a ground out to the shortstop. And he swings and hits a slow roller to the shortstop. He flips to second for one. There'll be no play. So it's a force out, and on the play Means to third.
And that play in the outfield by the ball from Ellis, when they tell you kids to talk out there, that's what they're talking about, because they were both very close. I think they couldn't decide who was going to get it, and it ended up that neither of them did.
I mean, that ball was easy to be caught. It was hit in the air so high. Here is a foul to the right side by Wiersma, who was singled, grounded to second, struck out swinging. They were standing right next to each other. Two runs have scored in the inning. It's 11-3. Runners at first and third, and here's the next one. And that pitch is a ball. The next one is inside, but he goes after it anyway and lines a clean single into right field. Another run will score, and on the play, Evans from second to third. There'll be a play. The runner is safe. The ball was bobbled, and on the play, Wiersma to second.
All right, now, if Des Moines can get one more of these runs home, they would be up by 10. And since we're past the 5th inning, that would be a run rule if the arch nemesis can't score in their half of the inning.
McCovery, the batter. The pitcher has helped himself today with a single and a run scored. He's 2 for 3. And he can add to this team's lead, and he will, as that ball goes up the middle and on into center field for a hit. And they hold the runner at third. It'll be first and third, and now your run rule is in effect.
So the arch nemesis still will get their ups no matter what happens here, but they will have to get the score within 10 for us to have a 7th inning.
The shortstop, Evans, will be the batter. 3 runs have scored. 4 runs have scored, I beg your pardon. Evans swings and hits one to third. Off the third baseman's glove and on in left field for a hit. And another run has scored as Wiersma crosses the plate with the 5th run in the inning. And it is now 14-3. On the play, Evans held at second. Groves swings and hits one to deep left field. That ball's got some carry over the left fielder's head. To the fence it goes. 1 run is scoring. 2 runs are going to come across. There'll be no play, and it is now a 7-run 6th inning. Groves with a 2-run double. (16-3). First pitch to Bjorklund is low for a ball. And there is a base hit on into left field. They will hold the runner Groves at third. And now they have batted around for the first time today. Huron will be the batter. And the first pitch to him. He pops one up on the infield, shallow left center field, I beg your pardon. And the ball falls between the shortstop and the second baseman for a hit. Another run scores as Groves crosses the plate, and Bjorklund held at third. It's a single. Huron in the sixth inning has batted 4 times today. I have 8 runs having, well, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a 17-3 game. Cowan hits one in the air to right center field, giving chase at the right center fielder, and he makes the catch, but it's only the second out of the inning. And on the play, Bjorklund comes home to score. Sacrifice fly to the right center fielder is the second out in the inning, and will ring up Schiavone, who was fly to left, struck out, fly to left center, singled and scored. He singled and scored earlier in this inning. And there is a ground ball in the left field. They just keep on hitting. It'll be runners at first and second. As on the play, Huron to second base, and that'll bring up the catcher Means, who has singled and scored, singled and scored, singled and scored. 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored, and he hits one down the right field line, and that drops in for a hit. Everybody will move up, and now the bases are loaded. Huron the third, Schiavone the second, and on at first base with his 4th hit of the game is the catcher Means, and that'll bring up Ellis, who has singled, 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 and singled. He has scored 1 run. He has knocked in at least 3. They call him Daddy Mark.
And at 18-3, the Nemesis already have to score 5 just to keep going if they stop it here.
Fly ball hit out into shallow right field. The second baseman makes the catch. That's Roddy. And mercifully, the inning is over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me. I have 9, or am I right with 9?
I have 9 as well.
So they double their run output. We now go to the home half of the 6th inning. We're in a run rule. It is now Des Moines 18, St. Louis Nemesis 3 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
So the Argent Nemesis are down right now by 15. They need to score 6. If they end this inning any worse, 10 runs down or any worse, the game is over by run rule. If they can get 6 runs and there is time left on the clock, then we would play that 7th inning.
So, Ryan Wolf will lead off. Joey Forward will bat second, and then here's the first pitch, outside for a ball. And that's how the bottom of the 6th will start for St. Louis. There's a swing and a fly ball head out into left center field. Left center fielder ranges over to his right a few steps, and that's the first out.
Was nice contact and a nice swing, but happened to hit it right at somebody.
Left-batted hitting Joey Forward will bat next. Winner of this game will advance, and will have their game against
Cactus City's Los Muertos.
Cactus City's Los Muertos. Our next game. And it looks like Cactus City will be playing. Roman says this is Joey Forward's first season playing softball. And he swings and hits a ground ball to the shortstop. Means over to first in timeout number 2. And that'll bring up Matt Tigas, who is batting for Chris Lindhorst. And he needs to get on to keep this game going. But I have to believe we're inside of 10 minutes, maybe even under that. First pitch to him is a ball. Our score is 18-3, the Des Moines Fury over the St. Louis Nemesis in an elimination game.
St. Louis arch nemesis.
Arch
Rich.
nemesis. There's a swing and a liner to third, and that ends the game. In the bottom of the 6th inning, nobody scored, nobody got on. And so, for this tournament, we say thank you to the St. Louis Arch Nemesis for coming and competing here in the 2025 iPride Softball Gay World Series, Gay Softball World Series here in Houston. Final score, the Des Moines Fury 18 and the St. Louis Arch Nemesis 3. We have another game coming up. They'll go through the handshake line first. And that will conclude our first game. We have another one coming up here, and we say thank you for joining us here on the Cloud Sports Network. We'll be back with game number 2 in a matter of minutes.